Sometimes all it takes is one post on social media to set off a global firestorm. And that's exactly what we're seeing in this tech standoff between the US and China. It is a super high-stakes chess match, and pretty much the whole world is watching. So let's break down what's really going on.
So, this is what blew everything up again. This threat of a massive increase on tariffs. But here's the thing. While tariffs are a flashy headline, the real story here isn't about taxes. Nope, it goes way deeper than that, and it's a lot more strategic.
Because this is not your grandpa's trade dispute. This is a full-on technological tug-of-war. What's at stake? Oh, just the future of artificial intelligence, green energy, national defense, the whole shebang. It's a battle fought with some very specific, very powerful weapons.
And here they are. These are the two main bargaining chips on the table. On one side, you've got the United States, which has this incredible advantage with its advanced AI chips. But on the other side, China is holding a monster hand with its control over rare earth minerals.
This quote really nails it. It all boils down to mutual dependency. The US absolutely needs China's minerals to build all its cool tech, and China is desperate for America's high-end chips to power its own ambitions. It's this super tense, delicate dance where neither side can really afford to just storm off the dance floor.
Okay, so let's dig into that. First up, America's chip advantage. And we're not exaggerating when we say these are the literal brains behind almost every piece of modern technology. It's a field where right now the US is way out in front.
And listen, these aren't the chips you find in your calculator. AI chips are the super-powered brains that make artificial intelligence possible. We're talking about companies like NVIDIA and AMD, who are dominating a market that's going to be worth over $1 trillion. And today, the US is the undisputed champ in designing them.
And you better believe the US knows how powerful this is. They've put export controls on these chips, which is a pretty clear way of saying, not so fast. It's a move designed to slow China down. And of course, China needs this tech for its own industries, which, as you can imagine, is a major source of tension.
But hold on, this is not a one-sided game at all. China has a massive countermove, and it all comes down to its control over critical minerals. I love this analogy. Think of them as the essential vitamins for our entire electronic world. Without them, nothing works. So, rare earth minerals might sound kind of boring and scientific, but they are in everything. Seriously, the powerful magnets in your smartphone, in electric vehicles, in advanced missile systems, they all depend on these elements. And China processes over 80% of the world's supply. Their dominance here is just undeniable.
And make no mistake, China knows exactly what it's sitting on. They understand that controlling the supply of these minerals gives them an incredible amount of leverage, and they are not afraid to use it. It is, as they say, a pretty big bargaining chip.
And this timeline just shows you the tit-for-tat perfectly. First, you get the tariff threat. Boom. China immediately responds with export controls on the magnets themselves. And then, just to tighten the screws, they go after the equipment you need to even make the magnets. Every move is a direct counterpunch.
So, when you look at all this back and forth, it's really easy to think, okay, here we go, a massive trade war is unavoidable. But what if there's another way to look at all this? What if this isn't about all-out war, but something else?
And that brings us to the diplomatic option. What if all this public chest dumping isn't just aggression? What if it's actually a form of really high-stakes, very public haggling before the real negotiations even start?
A lot of experts think that's exactly what's happening, that these public threats are just negotiating tactics. Each side is basically just lobbing their positions out there for everyone to see, staking their claim before they even get in the same room.
This is precisely why those big in-person meetings, like the APEC summit, are so incredibly critical. In our world of text and emails, there is still nothing that beats leaders getting face-to-face to hash things out and maybe calm things down.
And these summits, they aren't just casual get-togethers. Oh no. They take months and months of intense behind-the-scenes work. Every single detail is planned. And the whole point is to get past all the public bluster and have what's called a pointed conversation, where they can talk about the real issues directly.
So really, the big takeaway here is this. What we see on the news, what we see on social media, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's the dramatic, visible part of a much, much deeper strategic negotiation happening between two of the world's biggest powers. Which leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Is all this just a negotiating tactic to get a better deal? Or does it represent a hard, firm stance that could actually lead to a much bigger conflict? The answer to that is going to shape the world of technology and trade for years to come.